So I've got 6 bottles here that I've had under my floorboards. You can see there's pressure. There's pressure in there, and it looks quite clear. What was my notes? This grape would have made 14%, and I've made I started the wine off 5th of the 4th 2018, so that was April 2018, and it is now August 2019, so it's over. Oh yeah, so it had 2 months. It had 2 months. It was fermenting in the demijohn for 2 months, then it was bottled. So that has been upside down like that now for a year. Well, it is summer, and I remember saying, somebody asked me, someone in America asked me how come it didn't work with the sort process. I think the general temperature where they lived was too high, so I'm going to put these in my freezer for probably about 15 or 20 minutes. So I've prepared my corks and my wires, and so I'm going to put these in the freezer. I've got 4 in there at the moment. I do. And they're in the freezer, and I'll give them 15 minutes in there. That's long enough to cool them off. Now I'm going to give my give these corks just a little squirt of steriliser. That's it. Right, so there we go. Now I'm going to put the ice in. Right, there's crushed ice in the bag. That's it. Drop that in the box. There we go. So they're not frozen, no. There's one in. This might be a bit tricky. I'm going to do 4 because the other 2 I'm going to try doing them the French way. Right, and then one more. Right, now then, there's all 4 in. Now in goes the salt. I'm not quite sure how much salt you use, but there it is, it's in, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a mix up so we know that all the heads are immersed in the salty water, and then give it 2 minutes or thereabouts, probably longer. I don't suppose it matters much. Give me a little twist to make sure something's happening. The ice is melting really fast. Now I guess the speed it's melting at, it's dragging any heat out of the wine. Right, it's had its 2 minutes, so let's take one out and see what we got. Now then, I've got to hold this up to the sun to see if it'll not frozen. Let's give it another couple of minutes. Right, so now it's had 4 minutes. Let's take one out and see if it's frozen. So we hold it up to the sun and just tilt it and see if any must comes out. Oh no, there's must still coming out, so it's not worked. Back in you go. I am guessing that the temperature outside is 20 degrees, and I'm thinking that it's not going to work in this warm temperature. Right, we've had 10 minutes now. Ah, I think we got it. We got it. 10 minutes it's taken. So, let's go back to our bucket. So it's 20 degrees outside. Let's hope this works. Take the corky off. It's funny, they break off sometimes. So now it's not running back. So in theory, that should be, oh, and that's worked a treat. Look at that. And there's just little bits of, just little tiny bits of ice in there. That was so good. I didn't need to worry too much. And it's just slightly sparkling, not tremendously sparkling. Well, I don't know though. What do you think of that? I'm happy with that. We'll do another one. And there's the ice. Where's the ice? There it is. Oh, it's beginning to thaw already. Don't think that's a very good example of what I'm doing here. But I'll put that one on for now. And we'll go again. Now then. Let's have a look. Turn him up. Oh, that's a good one. That's got quite a big piece of ice in there, look. No. Oh. I'm not too sure. This one's very fizzy. It's got a nice big lump of ice in there. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. Good one. I don't know where the ice went. Oh, there it is. Oh, there. We did well with that one. So, give that a bottle wipe. Temporary cork. That's a temporary cork. And try this one as well to see. Oh, I can see the ice. I think because it's so warm out here, the ice is melting very quickly. But this one's going to go with a big bang, as I can see it's. Ooh, the cork's trying to come out. Come on. Oh, got it. There we go. Find the ice. And show you the ice. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. And there's the ice, look. So it does work at 20 degrees. But it took a lot longer. Maybe the bottles ought to stay in the freezer for longer, but you don't want to leave the bottles in the freezer so long that they will freeze. The actual bottles will freeze. So, and this is all homespun, isn't it? And once again, there's the ice, look. And that's the lees frozen in the cork. And that makes quite a nice top of stuff. Now each one of these bottles now I will top up with a little bit more. Mind you, I don't know that I lost such a small amount out of there. Perhaps the corks to do it. That's it. So this one hasn't been in the freezer. I don't know if you can quite see it. And oh no, and so you see there's mist. There was a little bit of sediment falling back. Now that's been in That's been in the ice, in the salt ice now for nearly 15 minutes and it hasn't worked. So obviously the outside temperature affects it. So now let's do it the ordinary. I'll just check it to see. No, I can tip that up that much. So this one didn't freeze, but let's see what we can do. Ready? There you go. So whether we got, oh yeah, there's rubbish in there, look. Let's have a look. There. And that seemed to work. But of course, doing it this way, you lose more of your doings. So I'll just top that up with a bit of my allotment Chardonnay. There we go. And we'll pop the corky on there. And lift that up. There we go. So there's the two ways of doing it. I like the idea of freezing it purely because you don't lose so much of your hard-earned wine. And make sure it's under the lip of the bottle. That's a good one. I'm happy with that. Then, as a final touch, bit of ordinary Baco foil. I'm not sure how best to do it. I suppose we're in a little corner like that, I suppose. Hey, almost as good as a real bottle. I like the touch of letting that just go down there like that a little bit. Bring that down. Look a bit further down. There we go. There we go, look at that. Right, now then, let's go on the computer and make some interesting little labels. And then, do yourself a nice label. Oops, can you read that? And stick them on the bottles. Ooh. Yeah. And you've got something that looks a little bit half acceptable. So, there's our 6 bottles all lined up, and it's showing what we got. The thermometer showing 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Not quite sure what that is in centigrade. And my conclusion is that if you are going to use the method that I use with the salt, which is, it's good because you don't lose so much wine, and also you've got less chance of getting lees in your finished wine, but it does need to go in, the bottles need to go in the freezer and then stand in the iced water, the crushed ice water, for longer than just a few minutes. Hope all this helps. Bye for now, and cheers.